last night. I did a bunch of gaming yesterday. I did several takes of JCBW, a morning and an evening. I did several GTAs. So I was kind of just too tired to go gaming in the AM night show. So we're doing the AM morning show because I woke up a little bit ago. On the night shift. We're on both Twitch and Rumble this morning. And I went into jail right before I closed the last session, so we're gonna do Giselle this morning. Thank you, Jesus, for another day. Deliver me from the evil. Give me my daily eggs. Help me overlook the idiots. That's my version of the Lord's Prayer. I do better if I use the word overlook. And I just prayed with him big time about that just right before I went on, by the way. And I'm talking about enemies in general. I left some prayer on last night. That's what it was dealing with. It wasn't dealing with the enemy, it was dealing with my end. I did wake up with a peace. I told him, I made a deal with him. I said, as long as I'll try not to actually hate him. Just keep giving me that peace, Lord. And I told him to help me with the feelings I get when people start preaching to me on enemies. I told him to help me deal with that. Well, if you don't hate them, you're not sinning. You're not. That'd be like not sinning. You know, it says get angry but sin not. You wouldn't be sinning. We done changed his clothes. I remember I put that Christmas shirt on him. Every now and then I take a break from some of the other prayers that I do and pray on myself. Because that's called taking care of your own spiritual side. Sometimes we need that too. I actually woke up feeling good on a Sunday morning. And I'll try to keep it that way. Because I make some big mistakes. Some of my big mistakes is I get mean back. I was just thinking the other day without completely getting into that subject, because we're not going to be focusing on that anymore. I got back at the dude because he was doing stuff to my sister. I should have left his old crummy daddy out of it. So crummy daddy. I thought about that this morning. And I've repented. I fully repented. Because even God, he won't blame the Father for the Son and the Son for the Father. You'll find that in the scripture, by the way. But like I said, I told God this morning, I'll just let him deal with the enemies and their hatred and their... At the end of the day, it's their hatred. It ain't mine. It's not my hate. I didn't start none of this. I just reacted. So it does feel good to get that off my chest this morning. That's okay. You know, the one thing about it is I've been rejected because I just didn't accept being abused. And that's really what went down. That's okay. I've basically been rejected for righteousness' sake. Because it's not right to treat people like that. So I'm just going to look at it that I took one for Jesus here and get past it. Because I've been hated for righteousness' sake. Only guilt I had in getting me back. But righteously, right-wise, you don't have a right to treat people like that. And that's the last thing I'm going to say. And I don't care what kind of reaction it sparks, I'm just going to not react. I'm not going to react. I'm going to put it in the reactor. I'm just going to say my piece, say what I have to say. And that's what Jesus would do. He would walk up and tell those people in the crowd where they were wrong, and then he'd walk away. And that's what I should have done in the beginning. I'm looking back at past and thinking about what I could have done differently. I'll try to apply it in the future because I'm hot-headed. I'm hot-blooded. Yeah, I know he's singing it probably about women. But I am hot-headed. And I need to deal with it. I do need to deal with it. This is about me this morning. This ain't about anybody else. It's about where I went wrong. That was what I was dealing with anyway with the prayer last night. It was me. Now I'm telling you what I woke up with. Let's see. Wonder if he can go to the place yet. We'll find out. We'll go over here, and if we can gamble, we can. We ain't gonna gamble. Christine was lucky last night that she won.
Hello, who is this?
Look at the truck there. The truck is there. Yeah, I was just talking about where I went. I'm not playing the games anymore. I'm done. I'm not going to fight with them. I'm not going to let them drag me in their fights. But I was rejected by even some friends up there for not wanting to be abused. I kid you not. I've also told y'all the past day, and I'm not going to go back into that again, about what I should have done, and I've learned what I should have done. And I know what to do next time. And I know who to take it to. And she, well, I'm going to shut up. I'm just going to shut up. Like I said, we're not. I was discussing me this morning, discussing where I went wrong. You know, God said they'll persecute you for righteousness' sake. He was right. They want to do what's wrong. They like doing what's wrong, and they don't want to be told that they're doing it. Because they love evil. I'm talking about people in general. They love to do evil, and they don't want to be told not to be right. Oh, at least he ranked up. He needs that, y'all. People like doing you wrong, and they just want you to take it. They don't want to be told you're not going to take it. They don't want you having a boundary. Especially these narcs. These narcs out here, they don't want you having a boundary. They want to step all over you, walk all over you, bully you around, and you just take it. My daddy didn't raise me to take it, by the way. So that comes... Now, he had a different method. He got mean too, but he got mean with hands. Me, I just get mean with my mouth. But now, either way, that's why it's so hard, even as a Christian, because I wasn't raised to turn the cheek. And there's a conflict of interest, because I learned that as a child. And he was being right. He didn't want me being bullied around. Men were like that in the past, by the way. Men ain't men anymore. We don't live in a world where men are men. Even Mr. Trump, he did that. Y'all know he went and learned how to fight? He had bullies at school, and what did he do? Him and a friend, they went down to the boxing ring, learned how to fight, and got in trouble. He got in trouble. He got sent to military school. You know, like they wanted to send me to the YDC just for wearing T-shirts and being out because I'm sick. They sent Trump to the military school. He got through all that. He learned to be a fighter instead of being a pussy. They don't teach boys to be men anymore. Boys ain't men anymore. Boys to men. Boys to men. Boy, Tempe back again. With a little least cut. They teach them to turn their cheeks and not be men anymore. In the old days, men believed in being men. In other words, you wouldn't have done to the country now what these enemies would then have done with it, since all those old men have been dead, the ones that believed in standing for something or falling for anything. Let's put it that way. That's the nice way to say it, since we are on Twitch too. Standing for something and not falling for anything. Men used to be men, and my daddy tried to teach me to be one of those men. I just didn't want to be. I was a musician. I didn't want war. I went bomb, 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 bomb. How does that go? Ah, we are saved. As a hippie. Just give peace a chance. But then I found out some people you just can't have peace with. Ah, we are saved. Just give peace. I didn't want to be the fighter. I never was a fan of war, by the way. Neither was my father there. He wasn't into that military bullshit.
No plans this weekend unless you call smoking some fine weed and listening to some fine tunes playing.
My daddy wasn't into that military bullshit. And I don't bash the military. We need a simple one. We need one that's based on defense and not based on going to war. We need one that's based on defense and not based on dominating countries. Based on showing dominance in the other parts of the world and showing you that I'm the big daddy, I'm your boss. Because America really has no business being their bosses. America has no business being their bosses. Now, when they stomp on us, that's one thing. Go to war.
Guess what I did yesterday?
And it has to be real. It can't be faked up bullshit by idiots in the White House. That's conspiratorial, so we'll steer those conversations as well on Twitch. Okay, that's where's this person at? I have yet to see him. And this bye is getting. I'm gonna try not to get to the cussing stuff. A vocabulary cuss. By the way, that ain't. People don't need to say that's got something to do with a guy that don't. He don't back that. He don't back that. He don't back this military thing either. Jesus wasn't the military, son. You know the song I Ain't No Military Son by Cletus Clearwater? Jesus wasn't the military son either. I know they like to preach all that God and country and all that stuff, but it's BS when it comes to Jesus. Jesus wasn't a warmonger. He also wasn't a fist fighter. Ah, we are saved. Yet he was a man. So I shouldn't probably say when men weren't, because he was a man. And he knew when to get out the whip when he had to. See, I'm just saying my daddy had a different mindset than me. He grew up with people that went to war and people that were fighters. Several of his brothers went to war. He had even had some cousins that joined. I don't know whether they had any real part in war or not. I don't. I'd have to ask. But I know they went. Still, I ain't no military son. Where's this person at? I keep passing them. My eyes can't catch them this morning. Ah, we are sing. I ain't really a hippie. That's a grunger. But I'm a right-wing grunger. I lean towards the right on some things. Left towards others. But I agreed with him on treating people decency. I mean, at least treating people like humans. That's just... See, I do have... Like, some people don't think nothing about, like, say you got this tranny person that moves beside you, or this gay couple or something. They don't think nothing about harassing those people. Me, I wouldn't bother them. Because that's not a human thing to do. You don't treat human beings like that. God wouldn't even tell you to do that. God would not tell you to do that. What would he tell you? It's the kind of thing that irritates me. He'd tell you to love them. I only get that way about enemies, by the way. I don't get that about people being different than me. I have no problem with showing respect to people that are different than me. It is assholes that disrespect me that I have to pray for, to not hate. It is not people being different than me. In other words, you being a Muslim doesn't bother me. You being gay doesn't bother me. You being black doesn't bother me. You even being Mexican or any other color, Indian, name it, does not make me want to dislike you. You know what makes me want to dislike you? When you start being mean to me. So on one end, on the Grunger side, I'm not a socialist and communist. Some of that stuff does lean towards the socialism and communism. Not that, but now I do have a respect for human beings. I guess that comes from God. But now you disrespect to me, that meant it's a must that I disrespect to you. You know, it's a clean version of the Dre. Dr. Drizzy. By the way, Suge Knight. I can't go into full detail here. I saw a video from I wonder if I can even mention his name. You know, It's sad. I shouldn't really come places where I don't know what I can talk tonight. I saw him posting something about an interview about Suge Knight. Suge Knight's telling some things about P. Diddy and about some top people. Big players that you would know that are not in the music world, if I should say. Indeed, they were leaders. Mr. Suge Knight, Mr. Dr. Drizzy's record company executive. I don't remember, did he produce the album too? I don't remember. Or was it just Ray produced the album? It was just a record of it. I don't remember. I ain't seen the jacket in a long time. I ain't seen the jacket in ages. Indeed, this would be the 30th anniversary. About January, late December, actually. So we're about 2 months in. I was probably sitting on my porch, rolling down the street, smoking, sipping on gin and pills. Indeed, I know I was, because I was still playing in April. So I was definitely playing it in late February. I remember April, because I Easter Sunday I went out on the porch and was playing it. And I remembered Easter Sunday from that day. And I'm talking about 1995, not 1994. 1995. Because I got it December 94. That's when I got my Dre and Snoop. Indeed, it would be about the 28th of December that year when I got the CDs. That's when I was finally getting into Dre and Snoop. So it's been 30 years. Rolling down the street. And then in May of that year, I would get my first 2-pack album, which had "Holla If You Hear Me" on it. Boom, 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 boom. That's my first 2-pack CD. Boom, 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 boom. You know, like before Kurt Cobain had died or whatever happened to him, because it's a conspiracy, and I can believe either side of it. With the exception of the Courtney junk. I don't accept the Courtney junk. It could be maybe my brain just loved her and I don't want to think it. Maybe I'm being like the parent that says, my kid wouldn't do that. Maybe because I loved Courtney and I don't want to think it. I think some nefarious people in the music business had something to do with it. But now I could see him doing it also because he was a depressed man. He was really low. I mean, this guy, he wasn't in good spirits at the end. I mean, they've even got phone calls of him. And Dave Grohl and even Novoselic over the past 30 years has told some details into the mindset that he was before he disappeared. Chris Novoselic even said he had his own fight with him. That he had never fought with him in his life. Coming home from an airport. Now Duff McKagan had a sort of different take on him. But you know, he wasn't used to Duff, so he might have been being polite. You know, sometimes when we talk with other people, we kind of grin and bear things. It's, I'm okay, yeah. Okay, nothing's wrong. Yeah, people just like that. I could see either side of the coin. And I'm not going to say either side of the coin, but I just don't accept the Courtney thing. And that's my own reasons, because I loved her. I loved her as an artist, too. And like I said, I could be like the parent or the relative that doesn't want to admit that their baby or their husband or wife did something atrocious. You know, that happens. He wouldn't do that. Bundy. Go look at Ted Bundy and his woman. She didn't even think he would be capable of that. And I'm not saying Courtney's bad. I'm saying I don't accept that that theory. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying I don't accept that theory. I'm about ready to give this job up, man. Let's turn through here. See if we'll see them. I'm going, maybe it'll be better when it gets daylight. It's about getting daylight. Maybe I can see the green marker better. We're coming up on it. Oh yeah, I think I've been here before. And I've got to find where I can turn in here. Ah, man. It's across the... Here comes this bitches behind me. I really love it when they pile up behind you. You know, you're not even supposed to pile up behind people's tail. You're supposed to leave... How many inches? I read the book one time because I thought I was going to try to get my license. You're not even supposed to pull up on people's fucking tail, especially transfer trucks. It is very fucking dangerous to... Cussing. God, sorry, I broke it. I cussed. You're not even supposed... You're supposed to leave so many inches between you and the transfer truck, you and the vehicle. Idiots, idiots, idiots. Pulling up on people's back like that. I'll tell you, if I drove, I wouldn't do it. Because you're not supposed to. I hate this job. Can't drive through there. It's fucking steps. Okay. I'm getting annoyed. Rolling down the street. He did that at the Saturday night. He also did one with Mr. Jelly Roll. I'm not the biggest fan of Jelly Roll, but I don't hate him. That's the time I was getting annoyed with him. He was popping up in my feed all the time. Since I've learned about him, I've learned he's a good dude. And I'm going to tell you, people was saying, I was watching people. He ain't lost no weight. He has. You can see it. I thought he looked good at the Saturday night. I mean, he probably really is down nearly 100 pounds. He's smaller. And I'm going to tell you, that's hard to do. Probably a little bit of his performing and his walking that he's doing. It's probably what did it. People are awful to him about his weight, y'all. They're awful to anybody that's that big. They do me that way. I just gotten where if I don't know you, I ignore you. I need to ignore people I know. Like those randomers, they're not going to get me in a conversation. I don't waste my time with randoms anymore. People, if I don't follow you, I don't read your page, I'm not caring about what you're saying. But now if I know you, it makes it harder because I'm going to respond. And I need to program myself to be just cut them, block them, and I don't like that shit. I feel like it's cowardly. And I'm not into that stuff about my space. I don't care about spaces. I don't care about safe spaces. Oh, there they are. That's childish bullshit. I don't care about peace of mind and spaces. If somebody says something about me, I'm going to say something back, and I know it. You can drive now. But now I should. See, I come from a different world. I don't come from this keep calm generation. We come from the 1980s. And like what's his name said, this is the 80s, and I'm down with the ladies, but there was some other things about the 90s too. 80s and 90s. Like, you didn't think nothing about responding to somebody. And you didn't think about how you did it, whether it was politically correct or not. We didn't think about those things in the 80s and 90s. 90s started wanting to because the Kurt Cobains came along. The ones who wanted you to love everybody. Except for the people they deemed they didn't deem was worthy love. And I say even those people. Because just because they're different and you don't mean they're your enemy. I mean, you might not agree with them, but that doesn't necessarily mean they're your enemy. They're still American people. And you can't force people to believe like you believe. You just have to accept that they're different than you.
What the hell? Are you crazy?
And, just because somebody's different and you don't mean they're, like I told you, I run this lady, she trolls them. I like what she does. I mean, I fight and fuss with her. That don't get you nowhere. And this one just become a years thing that's went on for years and years. That's why I just got to let it go. Even though I'm upset with people, I guess they just probably chose there to appease. But the thing about it is, I was abused. And I just wasn't in the mood to be giddy and just let it go. And it wasn't their place to tell me. But I should have just took legal action because it did jump out into the real world. And it almost even they bothered my mother. My mama was innocent, by the way. She even was kind of nice to this person up until she kept on. I didn't even know her at all. She just drugged me in it because she's had a tizzy with my sister. I didn't even know her at all, y'all. I followed her husband. I would see some of his memes and stuff and liked his memes. But, like I said, today's about me. It's not about anybody. It's about what I did wrong. But at the same time, I wasn't willing to just overlook it. But I know what to do next time. If anything, if any situation like that ever arises again, I know exactly who to take it to. Oh, there it is. Well, I found it better than I picked them up. It's like I said, it started getting daylight. I could see better once it was daylight. I'm really that way. It depends. Like you got a really bright, like clear night. I can see good. But if it's foggy or musty or hazy, it might affect my eyes. Like usually on a cold, clear night, it's usually clear when it's cold unless it's brought that fog on. I can usually see good at night if it's clear. If there's some haze or it's got that orange tint over the sky, or got that foggy look over the sky, I have trouble seeing. Just depends. And then day, of course, is always going to be when it gets too sunny. Once that sun kicks in, I can't see in the sun. Okay, let's see. Oh, there they are. But it been just a break of dawn here. Ah, we are saying it's Guppy's Opium Nights Hotel.
Let's go, please.
What a name, man. What a name. You know what people's doing there? Yeah, I mean, I can see it. Now, I will tell you something, and I'm talking about at least... That's probably one of my biggest problems with religion. It had a tendency to not accept other people that didn't believe like it. And I could have become one of the God haters too if he hadn't been just talking to me and let me know who he was. I could have become one of the low Satanists as well. Because I didn't like a lot of things. I still don't like a lot of things. And I just let God know about it. Me and him, we talk about it. Me and him, we talk about it. Just a little talk with Jesus. Sometimes I don't think it's what he says, it's what they say. What they say he says. Now when I hear it from him, it's a different thing. But now I don't pay attention to what they say he says or how they slant his word or how they twist his word. I wait on what he actually speaks to me. And then even that's going to go through scrutiny. Because I'm going to tell you, my brain's going to be, what if that was just from my brain? And then I'll go scouring the Bible, like he said that last time. When I was starting to not trust even any of it. I kid you not, that last time, when I was actually having that discussion in real time. And then later on that day, I was praying, and he spoke to me, and he said, well, for somebody who don't believe in it completely, anytime I speak to you, you always get it up. And you're going through it trying to find where I said it. And I said, yep, Lord, that I do. Because that's another thing. It has a test. If I can't find it in the Word, I don't accept it as guide. I accept it as either my brain or some demonic force but I don't accept it as the Lord. Until I can actually find it in print. And I will do that. When he speaks to me, I will go picking up a Bible or looking at a digital one. A lot of times I actually pick up the little thing. But I'll pick up a digital one and I will look for it. And then I'll say, well, God, you're right there. You said it in your word. That was this little chastisement conversation with me that day I was going on all that stuff. So sometimes I get... What's that proper word for it? Where I just don't trust anything my eyes are seeing. Or anything I'm hearing. In this world we live in today. And I'm not going to apologize for that. Because it says in the end times that even the very elect could be deceived. If they allow themselves. See, like I wouldn't pick up a Gnostic text to look for him. I would pick up the Bible. Even now. Even though I'm reading some of that stuff and it's making me have an understanding, I don't know if it's legit. Understanding something, and because you see, we can see something on TV that we can understand. We can see a movie on TV that we can understand. We can see a documentary we agree with. Or that we might persuade our thoughts. We can see a movie we agree with. Right? Even talking about the Kurt Cobain thing. My brain won't accept the Courtney Love theories. See what I'm saying? We can have our own slant on things. That don't mean it's reality. That just means it was reality to us. And that's, from what I can tell, that's not the way. That's what some people preach. That's not the way the world works. Reality ain't what you make it. I'm sorry. There's a right way, there's a wrong way, and there's a way of things exist, and it's not what is to you. Because if that was, there's some people that don't think nothing about hurting people. And it's not right to hurt people. But in their little brain, it's okay. So if that kind of relatively worked, it would be okay on one end and then not okay on another. And that's not the way it is. This is wrong to hurt people. Without a reason. That means self-defense. In other words, you were under attack and you just had to defend yourself. In other words, your intent wasn't to even hurt anybody. You didn't have no bad will towards people. You know, even Jesus, listen to the songs. Goodwill towards men. Goodwill. Goodwill towards men.
Hey, you my dude, right? I know what you mean.
People says, oh, you shouldn't accept the theory. You should just take... No, you shouldn't either, because that's a big... He disappeared and everything. There's a big conspiracy behind all that. And I know some of them band members has accepted it, and I've heard them say it. I don't.
Hello?
But at the same time, I leave in there that, yeah, there's a possibility, because he was in some bad shape then.
You're looking good. Can't talk now.
Aren't they making a new documentary on that soon? You never can tell about the internet. It's always full of, and now even with AI, it's worse. Because they can even make videos to substantiate their ideas. That's what I mean by the days of deception. Some of them videos can look as real as, and then some of them you just tell it's fake. Like I'll see these little stories and it'll have names and then it like they're crazy names that will be common words and they kind of and they show police officers and people in the past and you can tell those are AI generated. But now some of that stuff don't look AI generated. Some of that stuff looks legit, man. I see it. That road over there to turn in. We get turned around. You can't even believe nothing anymore. Because they can make reels. They can make reels to substantiate something that would have been something they would have had to went out and done a real production on, and they would have had to probably got the equipment. Like, I'm going to use an example. Kurt Cobain. We're going back to Kurt Cobain, and I believe it's in Bloom. They went and got the 1960s cameras from the Ed Sullivan Show. And they used the Ed Sullivan cameras. And it had a accuracy to it. It looked like it was filmed at that time. That is the kind of links you had to go to make something look real. But now, all you got to do is tell the computer, make it look, sound, act like the 19 such and such or 18 such and such. It does a good job. Sometimes it does, sometimes it don't. Like, what about me going to the 1960s and making I Wanna Fuck like an animal. Sensing myself on. I'm trying not to cuss. Some of those had a real feel to them, and some of them were fake. This AI, man, is a new machine. Now, I'm not against it. I'm just not for its abuse. Okay, woman. We'll get started here in a bit. If I'd have been her, I'd been under one of those roofs over there. I wouldn't have been just standing in the rain. Watch this, folks. Hi, cuss. I'm not never gonna cuss. If I ever do, I'm gonna praise the Lord, hallelujah. And then that would probably prompt me cussing. Because I would be thinking about it. And then when I think about it, I'd do it. I get timed around here. Well, I'm gonna have trouble seeing that rain. I can't even see the yellow line, man. Follow the yellow brick road. Step on it, Christine. Said she was in a hurry. I mean, Jeff. Couldn't even remember I was playing Jeff today. Step on it, Giselle. Said she was on a hurry.
Hey, that shit was fucked up last night, right? Fucking beat. Hi. How you doing, man? Ah, hello.
Hope I'm still going right.
Hey, let's meet up next week.
She's the one who said she's in a hurry, so she takes a bump.
Oh my God.
Hey, hey, ho, ho.
Oh, this walking. I get really cheap. Tell me about it.
We'll turn up here. Yeah, here it is. It's gonna be the last ride. It's gonna be the last cab ride for the day. The last cab ride for the day.
Have I told you you got the sex plans this weekend unless you call smoking?
I've gotten off, man. I've gotten off, man. Fuck this bullshit. Which way should I go down? Can we go this way? Yeah, we can go this way. Well, it's slow business. Oh, it's the industrial area. I just hate the industrial area. Crap on time. That'll sound good, man. I know it's advertising a watch. But that don't sound good, man. I'm talking about dirty, dark humor there. What's with these homies? This is my girl. What did they get up from? What did we ever do to these guys? They made us so violent. Ooh, ooh, and I know I'm yours. Woo, ooh, and I know you're mine.
Thank you.
Woo, ooh, that's my heart too. Wait, he got up. Oh, I look just like Buddy Holly. Whoa, whoa, and you're married Tyler Moore. I don't care what they say about us anyways. I don't care about that. I disagree with the post-Nirvana haters, though. I mean, yes, there's only one Kurt Cobain. I thought they sounded pretty good. I mean, that's the best in commission of Nirvana that I've heard so far, with the exception of Grove's daughter. You don't know me, I like Kim Gordon. I thought he blew it out of the park more. Now, yes, his voice didn't. And another thing, it's a hard song to sing. I know I've done it many a times at karaoke. You gotta figure out how to do "Smells Like Teen Spirit." Indeed, if you listen to Kurt in the beginning, if I wasn't on Twitch, I would pull up a old take because they put some on the box set. It took Kurt a while to get that song done. Indeed, he didn't never really like doing it anyway. He would pitch fits. Like say, I bet if he'd been alive at that Saturday Night Live, unless he changed, I bet he wouldn't even have played "Smells Like Teen Spirit." Because he didn't like doing it to begin with. It is a very hard song to sing. I didn't do no races this morning. We'll get some later on, or maybe the afternoon. I am going to go back to the apartment. I'm going to deposit his money. Then I'm going to get off till I get some breakfast. And then I might be back at the noon. If I'm not, I'll see you later. Probably sometime after maybe at the supper. Or even the AM stream. I mean the night show. The night show. Oh, I look just like Buddy Holly. Whoa, and you're married Tyler Moore. I don't care what they say about us anyways. I don't care about that. I don't care about that. I don't know why I started singing that. What time is it? It's 8:19. How long was I on? 54 minutes. Well, I did a bunch of gaming yesterday. 30 minutes JCBW, 30 minutes, that's an hour. An hour and something in Christine, I believe. And then I did a Christine session before that. So I probably got about 2 hours in yesterday, at least 2 plus. Never apologize for not accepting people treating you wrong. And that's just a general statement. And if they go along with it, they're part of the problem. Because that's called enabling an abuser. Let's put some different clothes on him. I think his clothes suck, man. He's got the terriblest clothes. He needs a wardrobe, but I'm not going to spend my money on him. He needs a wardrobe. He needs a makeover. Let's get him some glasses. He needs a makeover, man. And we got him dressed. We're going to make him get in bed. I'd rather be with an animal. For some reason, they remind me of a black-headed Eddie Vedder when he was young. Right now, I don't know why. Bum ba bum 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 bum. Why? Well, I got him up. Wanna hurt me? No. Somebody love you, baby. Ooh, I'd rather be with an animal. Oh, hold on. So remember, I was gonna put it back in Christine. I'd rather be with an animal. Whoa, I'd rather be with an animal. Oh, you know what I've decided? One day, I've been reading about how to reset my story mode. You know, I've never focused on story mode. I'm going to actually try the story mode one day. I go to GTA Online all the time, but I never tried the storyline. I got stuck in it. Did I change her clothes? No, I didn't. I liked her Letterman's jacket. I know the words by heart. I know every line. From this ain't easy to get along just fine. I know every comma, every question mark. And I don't have to look. I know the words by heart. Ain't it funny how the memory can play tricks on your mind? I don't remember the thing from the classes, but I can quote you every line. I took off the jacket and I put it away with the note like I found it that day. Poured me a drink and took a silent toast to things that time can erase. I know the words by heart. I know every line, but this ain't easy. Get along just fine. I know every comma, every question mark. No, I don't have to look. I know the words by heart. I knew the words by heart. I know every line. From this ain't easy. Get along just fine. We will give her another topping, though you can't see it. I know the words by heart. I won't let you put the jacket over it. I get it. Well, we'll just have to leave the jacket on. I know the words by heart. Oh, let's change some glasses. But this ain't easy till we get along just fine. I know the words by heart. Let's get her some boots. You've been saying you got something for me. Or something you call love, but confess. That's another Billy Ray song. He did it too, y'all. These boots are made for walking, and that's just what they'll do. If one of these days these boots are gonna walk all over you. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. You've been playing where you shouldn't be playing, and yet you'll think that you'll never get burned. Well, I just found me a brand new box of matches. And what you learn, you ain't had time to learn. Boom, 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 boom. These boots are made for walking, and that's just what they'll do. And one of these days, these boots are gonna walk all over you. Boom, bam, boom, bam, boom, bam, boom, bam, boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. He also has a version of Harper Valley PTA. That song applies to a lot of nosy biddies who stick their nose and everything. I love Harper Valley PTA. I'll see y'all later, okay? I'm gonna go ahead and mute the mic and get ready to get off.